Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. So, obviously, popular opinions, I react to the public's unpopular opinions and state whether I agree or disagree with them public opinions. But if you're feeling this episode or any of the previous episodes, you know what to do below, all of that. But let's get into it. Some unpopular opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. Now, the first one we got here says, don't order pizza if you're not going to eat the crust. Now, I 100% agree with this. Some people out there are acting like fools. You know what I mean? They're buying pizzas, but they're not really ready to consume these pizzas. You're buying pizzas for what reason? Not eating the crust and that. Do you know what I mean? That's literally about 1/4 of the pizza that you're not eating, you're not consuming. You know what I mean? You've decided just to basically eat the tomato, you know what I mean, the cheese, whatever else that's on that pizza, but you've decided to ignore the crust. The crust is obviously the best part. And people would say, oh, it is, generally. It makes the pizza whole. You know what I mean? It's like the Atomic Kitten song. You can make me whole again. You need that bit of bass, obviously, with the crust to combine with them sweet, tantalizing flavors, the tanginess, obviously, of the tang of the sauce mixed with the cheese to go well. Added it to the platter, just making everything connect like Connect 4. And it just does, obviously, for some people, they say it doesn't do that. Disgraceful. That's what I say to those people there. You need to consume that as well. Otherwise, what is the point? It's a waste of pizza. It's a waste. But anyways, the next one we got. Onion rings are terrible. Now, in a sense, it depends what you're talking about in terms of onion rings. If you're talking about the crisps, I find them to be quite delectable and quite obviously that fits the palate in my mouth quite well. You get some of the sweet flavors that come out and you get some of the tanginess that comes out too. But if you're talking about the ones that obviously you put on the fryer and that, I think generally when it's cut into bigger sections of onion and they just wrap it around, let's say the batter, that's where you go wrong. That's why I say, do you know what, cancel that, get rid of that. But if you've got one that's cut into small chunks and they've mashed it in with the batter, that one works very well. So in terms of if it's a big onion ring, I do agree with that. I do believe that they are terrible because they just all floppy around. They're not really consistent as well, soft. They're not chewy. They don't give that crunch. They're just all over the place, withering. Do you know what I mean? Wilting and all of that. So that's why for me, I can agree on some sense to what that person is saying there about onion rings. We'll come to the next one, which says streaming services should release episodes weekly, not all at once. No, I disagree with this, to be honest. And the reason why I disagree with this, sometimes you just want to watch it all at once. You don't care about next week or the week after. It's long, especially if people have left it on a cliffhanger. What is the point keeping it for next week? You want to find out what's happening right now, what's going on right there and then. Listen, all of that noise just to leave it for next week and just to leave it on a cliffhanger is annoying. It's frustrating because you're thinking in your head, well, what's going to go down? You know what I mean? Is Phil Mitchell going to get back with Kathy? What's going to happen here? We don't know. We have to figure this out. And we have to know on the dot what is happening. Know what I mean? Because shows like Supercell on Netflix and stuff like that, the shows that come out, when you have 4 or 5 episodes in a row, great. Binge watch it all night. Get yourself ready and prepared to talk about it with your friends the next day or the day after. But just to leave it for a next week and then the next week is frustrating. Now there's certain shows that I am watching that I've left it on to next week and then to next week and then to next week. Like, bro, this is long, man. Why can't you just show me it now? Why? I don't care how, I want it now. And that's the problem. But anyways, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, that decided to just move to the next. The phone was doing a madness for a minute there. Hold on, just give it a second there. But more on that. There we go, we're back. We're back again. Okay. Naps in the middle of the day are counterproductive. I think they are helpful. I think having naps in the middle of the day are helpful, especially obviously if you come from a hard shift doing some hard work, and obviously you probably have to go out again to maybe cover another shift. They are something that helps. Do you know what I mean? It helps to kind of refresh your system a little bit, get you ready for the next journey you're going on, like some Lord of the Rings adventure and that. Do you know what I mean? All of that. But yeah, I definitely do say, in terms of obviously having naps during the middle of the day, have as many as you want. Have as many as you want. So I'm down with the napping. Next one we come to, you've still got time is such a shit advice. I think it generally isn't. I think it depends on how old you are. That's what I would say it is about. It depends on how old you are. It depends on your circumstances. It depends on all of that. But I think you could say age doesn't define, but when you're kind of past, let's say 50, 60, and let's say you haven't really gone to where you need to go in time, then you kind of have to question things a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of, let's say, an age thing, in terms of older generation, you know, you've still got time is a bit, do you know what I mean? Especially when something's knocking on their door very soon. Do you know what I mean? All of that. But anyways, don't want to make it grim and that. But then they generally haven't really got that much time. But big up to the older heads out there. Not disrespecting you lot, but you know what I'm saying. It's kind of in the true settings. But I don't think it's a shit advice for someone obviously who's younger, and because you say, you've still got time to turn things around, still got time to change things, you still got time to rearrange where you need to go and what you need to do. So in a sense, as I said, for the younger generation, someone, let's say my age, and I disagree, but someone older, I agree. And I guess that's it for this episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. So what do you guys think of the unpopular opinions? Do you agree with the unpopular opinions that the public have put out there, or do you disagree? You can put your comments below on that one. You can keep them to yourself. With that, I'm out of here. Till next unpopular opinion. I'll give my opinion on that one later.